We're back a second time.
Damn it, we made it.
So it's officially a show now since this is the second one, I assume.
I think that's what happened. Or we're a mini series. Do we have to get past episode 6 to become a show?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, if I'm being honest. But I do know that we're going to try to beat Raw as the longest running episodic weekly television podcast.
Put me in just put me in a fucking wheelchair if that's the case.
Roll me out. Roll my fucking corpse out.
I want to come in Hannibal Lecter style on an appliance dolly.
So how's your day been today? We can use this time to for anyone that's already here to hear about the days before we get started.
Fantastic. Got a lot accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Worked, unfortunately, but we've all got day jobs. Can't do this for a living yet. We're here for fun. We're here for our entertainment, whether you guys like it or not. Just an FYI, that's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm. We are pretty fucked next week though, because we might have to do 2 episodes because there's 2 hour long AEW shows next week. So next week we might be. It's probably I'm thinking a Sunday broadcast. I'm a little busy on Saturday. Yes, Sunday sounds good to me. I'll be off work that day. We can chill in.
Well, we have to do Sunday because Dynamite's on Saturday next week.
No, it's not.
No. Sorry.
No,
next
October. Next week is the Grand Slam shit.
Yeah. October is the one. Is the Saturday Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
it's been a busy week.
Yeah. Wrestling's had a lot of interesting developments that have happened across the course of the past week. In case anybody doesn't know or hasn't seen the beautiful men on my shirt, that's a huge storyline in wrestling this week.
We'll start it off on what is it? Friday. Not much happened on Rampage that we're not going to cover during the Dynamite review, so we'll get to it. Monday, early in the afternoon, Big E Langston. He deserves a full proper name for what happened.
Yes, he does.
Decided to post on Twitter, I have full intentions on cashing in my Money in the Bank briefcase tonight on Raw. Very few times does WWE follow through on something, and they did it right. It was awesome. It was after a banger match between Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley. With some shenanigans ensued. Bobby Lashley retained over Randy Orton, and we got that instant, it wasn't instant. He beat the shit out of Matt Riddle and Randy Orton ringside before Big E's music hit, because that's when he sold his leg injury.
Which is good. They don't it's too cash-ins. The problem with cash-ins is they're so predictable at this point. You know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's match is over, champions, boom, music hits, cash, hit him the butt. But
yeah,
it's nice to see a little bit of something in between there. A little bit, almost a tease as if it wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which would have sucked because I watched that whole episode of Raw just for Big E. You don't catch me sitting at home Mondays watching wrestling anymore. Unless I'm watching it on YouTube, because I'm watching fucking AEW Dark Elevation. Because now they got that shit down to 40 minutes. Which is great, because that 2-hour shit on YouTube, it wasn't doing it for me.
No. Sometimes, and I think they're figuring this out with Rampage especially, less is more.
Yes, we do have a viewer chat from Nightmare Kuda. Hello, Nightmare Kuda. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone laughing about how bad Don's spray tan was? Honestly, I didn't notice. I was too busy trying to get blood flow back into my head because now we're getting Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. It is a non-title match. It is non-title, but
that's necessary.
But I was fully erect that entire segment. Fully erect, Gary Coleman's forearm erect. My God, we'll get there. But yes, Big E winning is such a big fucking deal. Not to mention,
is that different strokes for different folks?
It is, buddy. It is. But we also, this is something that's never happened before either. It is the first time in WWE history that a black man has taken the world title off of another black man. Because there's only been 4 black WWE champions in history. It's been The Rock, it's been Kofi, Bobby, and now Big E. 3 of the 4 have been in the last 3 years.
Tony Atlas.
Was he WWE champion or WWF? No, so he doesn't count towards that. I'm talking WWF champions, fucko.
No, I'm just saying should have been.
He should have been. Farouk also should have been too.
There's we could go through a list on
Booker
that. Well,
T should have been.
That's a big one. That's the one that I don't.
I
can see why the other ones didn't happen. Okay. That maybe
Ezekiel Jackson.
I will look. I don't care what happens. I don't know where he's at, but can we get Monty Brown back? I just want somebody to get
pounced. Dude, I want to see someone get pounced so fucking bad. Oh my god, that would be like the lift my dick needs lately.
And prime like 2005, 2006 TNA, Monty Brown was just launching people out of a hexagon. It was a fantastic time in my life.
Oh, it was fantastic. But back onto Big E, because we have a horrible tendency. Yeah, it's a big moment. Big E, awesome. He's got the biggest tits in all of professional wrestling. And he's wonderful. From what I'm to understand, I've never met him personally. He seems like a very genuinely good dude. His whole podcast where he went over the Goldberg Big Meaty Men Slapping Meat, I quote that podcast almost daily.
Entirely too much.
Entirely. Anytime we're watching wrestling together, whenever it's a hoss fight, I'm like, "Who? Big meaty men about to slap meat." It's a thing now. Big E's wonderful, and it was the injection that needed. Because the one thing that, Kevin and I talk wrestling, and he says the big thing right now is there was no credible challengers for either Bobby or Roman. This just established a new credible contender and opens up the floodgates for more matches. Because Big E should retain. He'll go on to Survivor Series to have his match with Roman Reigns, which will be awesome.
And that's gonna be a great one. Am I wrong to kind of want? And I know he's not a person who usually hangs around the title picture anymore. I kind of, part of me wants to see Big E and Ziggs.
Ziggler.
Just a nice callback to a previous time. Yeah, just a nice callback to a previous time. A little bit of a, hey man, I got you up here. I brought you up to this roster. Now you owe me.
No, fuck that. Keep Ziggler as far away from the world title picture as humanly possible. I couldn't give a fuck about Ziggler at this point. I couldn't. Even as the Dirty Dogs, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that it's holding back Bobby Roode, who should be a dominant mid-card champion at this point. Which we can go through like a list one day of like the things we believe are wrong with WWE. But that's not why we're here today.
But we'll touch on a couple other things in the news here. Well, it is great that Big E won. We have no problem with that, and we'll definitely keep talking about that because he is fantastic. A couple of just bullet points here. Lots and lots of news about expiring contracts this week. So PCO has told Ring of Honor that he's not going to be renewing his thing. And truthfully, I think he might just be retiring if we're really going for it. I mean, he's near 60. It's kind of time. I'm not saying it's time to hang it up, man. Like, you could be, if you want to be like a bit player somewhere, but like Ring of Honor was kind of, it was a good spot for him, and I just don't see him going somewhere else and being able to pull that Frankenstein's monster thing with any level of success. I thought the program between him and Danhausen was pretty solid, but other than that, that's kind of over. And then the real big contract news is the 4th member of Mount Rushmore. His contract's expiring in January, and that'd be the greatest birthday present I could ever have.
Yep, and WWE is already preparing for the fact that they do not believe that Kevin Steen, because I'm just going to start saying it now because I'm already getting the whole Bryan Danielson thing back on track. But
Steen kill.
Kill Steen kill. Oh, actually, he doesn't like when people say that anymore. Have you ever listened to his podcast? The one he did with Colt
you
Cabana,
know somebody, you know they're gonna chant it.
they're gonna chant it, but they're gonna shut that shit down right away, just like Jericho did the whole "We the People" thing. Like Kevin Steen has said time and time again, he doesn't like the "Kill Steen Kill" chant after the events of Sandy Hook. He doesn't like it. That's why he did the whole "Fight Steen, fight" and pile drive everyone shit. Which, good on him, having morals. I like that about him. Also, his obsession with the zoo is the cutest thing in wrestling. It's my favorite. I love it.
You know what? We got that, but then we could potentially see another long lost soul return. He's been away a long time at his orphanage in Mexico, but hopefully, inevitably, we will see the return of El Generico.
Ole.
And potentially get another whatever AEW decides to call their version of a ladder war, because that is what we need.
Like, I love the feud that Sammy and Kevin have had in WWE. I genuinely love it. Like, anytime they are on the TV, it's
never ended. It hasn't ended. It's still going on.
I have the Fight Forever t-shirt. They meant it. They're gonna fight forever. But the match they're gonna have outside of WWE, without the constraints of, you can't bleed, which I know AEW is not really big on bleeding, but they allow it because they realize that it does add something to some matches.
There is a clear definition between a television match for them and a pay-per-view match.
And they'll give them 30 minutes too. Like, they don't give a fuck that it's not for a title. They'll give them 30 minutes. No, but also,
Double or Nothing next year is going to be a blast.
Oh. Whenever this fucking War Games match happens with the Elite plus fucking Kevin Steen, getting cream in my jeans just thinking about it. But there was also another contract.
I'm not wearing jeans.
There was also another contract coming up that has been rumored, and that's Johnny Gargano. I don't think Johnny Gargano is going to go anywhere. I feel like NXT has got way too much money into him for them to not make a play to keep Gargano, especially because Triple H still wants that blow off between Gargano and Ciampa. And now that second piece of news, the second greatest wrestler walking the face of the earth, Tommaso Ciampa, is the new NXT champion after Samoa Joe vacated the title this past Sunday. It was Sunday, because that's when they changed the NXT number one contenders match around. Awesome. Ciampa is the best person to ever hold the NXT title. He made that title the most valuable title in all of wrestling, and I have no doubt that he'll do it again. There's two reasons I still watch NXT past this rebrand, because I've got thoughts on the rebrand we'll get to later, and that's Johnny Gargano, that's Tommaso Ciampa. I love those two. They're in my top 5 wrestling today, so I will always watch NXT as long as those two are a part of the product. Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say good on them for trying to commence this rebrand, but then not going straight into let's go tournament format. They were just like straight simple. We need a champion here. We need something. So they just adapted the match and made that happen. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with the little bit of the LA Knight match, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't agree with the fact that you have a fucking Steiner. The son of Rick Steiner is on your roster, and his name is not gonna be Steiner? What is it again? What is it again? Braun Breaker? It's dumb. It's dumb. Braun Breaker is fucking garbage.
When your dad's nickname is the Dogface Gremlin, and you have to come out to Braun Breaker.
Oh my god.
Great match, though. Fight for that. Be Rick Steiner Jr.
We can do a quick recap of NXT. We got time.
Literally just be Steiner. Like,
it's not fucking hard.
Anything, is it? They had the coolest name ever for a finisher too, the Frankensteiner. Like,
look, we're gonna go.
We got derailed on this. Let's go through NXT.
After. No, I'm gonna go through a quick NXT recap.
Yeah, okay,
I've already got the results up. Braun Breaker made his debut, the son of Rick Steiner. If you don't know me, the Steiner brothers are my favorite tag team of all time. I think the Steiner brothers could wipe the fucking floor with the Young Bucks. 100%. But moving on, Braun Breaker defeated LA Knight in a huge upset, especially because LA Knight was in the fucking world title match later, which we'll get to that. Imperium defeated Brooks Jensen. That guy's trying to steal your fucking gimmick, bud. And Josh Briggs. In an enhancement match, B-Fab made her debut defeating Katrina Cortez. Then you get to the worst promo I've seen in a long time. I'll take a minute to discuss this promo because they brought out Carmelo Hayes and he had his friend Trick Williams. I just had to look at his name because I've already forgotten his fucking name. These two came out and said absolutely nothing for 5 fucking minutes. He essentially said, I have the contract. This is my boy. As long as I have this contract, this is my boy. I'm his boy. But don't get too cocky, man, because just because you're holding that, but we boys. Nah, I mean. If that came off a little racist, I'm sorry. But that was essentially what that fucking thing was. Then you had a heel guy. What's his name? Duke Hudson? A heel guy come out and they beat the fuck out of him. Like, that was as heel of a promo as I've ever seen. And you're going to put over these 2 new heels by beating up another heel? Disgusting. That whole thing did nothing for me. Oh, fuck. It just shows that Vince can't script a promo to save his fucking life. Not fucking ever. The scripted promos are garbage. It shows.
So who was the... Hold on, I got one thing.
Yeah.
The vignette for whatever his name was, the
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I have thoughts on this.
We'll get to that. We're almost there.
I need you... Okay, when you get there, I need you to Google something and look at a person. This guy looks exactly like him.
Okay, because we are one Mandy Rose return away from that promo.
Mandy, dark hair
Mandy is optimum. Oh my, optimum Mandy.
Don't ever bring back the blonde. Bring back the blonde. No. She looks great as a blonde. Don't get me wrong.
No,
she is fantastic, and she's gone leaps and bounds in her in-ring work. She has worked so hard to get better, and it's just. If anybody thinks that she's just an Instagram model, bullshit. She's actually go back, watch a match 2 years ago, watch a Mandy Rose match now. Look at how good she is.
Just go back and watch the one with Sonya Deville at SummerSlam. Not this past year, but last year, 2020. Because that was a barn burner of a match that deserved a SummerSlam placement on the card. Second biggest show of the year.
I need some more Daddy Deville, but wrestling, not just being a GM.
She'll be back eventually. But then you had Mandy Rose return to come interrupt a tag match, which eventually turned into Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane, I think her name is. I can't remember. Versus Saray, Caden Carter, and Casey Catanzaro, which Mandy Rose got the win. Awesome. I actually like this segment a lot. It was the one time I thought turning a tag match into a trios match worked.
It did. And you need to build the NXT Women's Division too, because outside of 3 or 4 people, it's starting to slip, and that used to be a strength of theirs.
Mm-hmm. Their women's division definitely needs some rebuilding, because when you're only having Io Shirai on your show to be a part of a wedding, which we'll get to my thoughts on it, because my thoughts might surprise you. But that's a problem for me. Then you had
you've got so your four main players in the NXT Women's Division are going to be your Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, and
Saray.
Yeah,
it's going to be Saray.
You got Mei Ling. You've used her.
You have Xia Ling, who's just murdering people off the roster, but then she got injured in the Raquel match, and we haven't seen her since. But then we get Ridge Holland squashing Drake Maverick. I always love seeing Drake Maverick. And then we get to your promo. So we get to your promo.
One thing about Ridge Holland, I want to see him in a vignette, but he goes to a soccer stadium and beats up an entire group of hooligans. I just feel like that would get the point across that he's a bad motherfucker.
No, he needs to go into a pub. Just a pub. Like the opposite.
Yeah.
Like if whoever Manchester United's against, I don't know football. I'm not going to pretend to know what it is. But he just goes into whoever's opposing Manchester United just wearing their shirts. He just beats the fuck out of everyone.
Just wear a Chelsea shirt in there because they're better.
Chelsea. Okay, sure. Yeah. But then we get to Tony D'Angelo. Best
Tony Danza.
Video promo I have ever seen. I loved it.
Take a minute pop open a Google window because I need a live reaction to this because I didn't tell you.
Give me the name. Give me the name.
Okay, so you got your Google window up.
Mm-hmm.
Google Christian Petroni. Petron.
P-E-T. Is it a chef?
Yeah.
Okay. Holy fuck, he became a
That's
wrestler.
him! That's the fucking guy!
That is him. Holy shit.
That's him. He looks exactly like it. Because my thing is, I saw his face and I went, I'm getting fucking pranked here. I'm getting punked. Where is Ashton at? I saw the vignette and I'm like, it's Christian Petroni. Like, I know it's not Christian Petroni, but it looks like Christian Petroni. And I'm like, I just saw you on Guys Grocery Games. Don't do this shit to me.
That's funny. Thank you. That popped me. And then we have Julius and Brutus Creed of the Diamond Mine. 1 minute. Defeated Dan Jarman and Trevor Skelly. I love the Creed brothers. Oh my god. Yes, talk about Steiner Brothers 2.0. If all I see is these two just walking out on the ring every week and just squashing motherfuckers, I'd be happy. Give me that for 5 minutes a week. You've at least got 1 5-star segment. I love the Creed brothers. I like the Diamond Mine a lot. I know I'm salty about Tyler Russ getting released, as anyone should be. Roddy's great. The Creed brothers are great. They just introduced, what's her fucking name? Ivy Neal, I think her name is. She looks like a brick shit house.
You want to know why Roddy's great?
She debuted last night, and she is instantly the most intimidating-looking woman on that roster.
Roddy's great because he's not going back to the trailer park. Not a chance.
No. In fact, when I think is all said and done, Roddy will be probably the most successful member of the Undisputed Era that's still there. So I think he's going to have more success than Kyle. I don't think Kyle's
long for the business.
I don't think he's long for there either, which is sad.
No, Bobby's gone. You're going to see a Red Dragon reunion down in MLW,
which would be great. I love Red Dragon. Now if only
MLW's putting together.
If only Bobby Fish would get his fucking vaccine done, that'd be cool. But
MLW's putting together one hell of a roster right now. Did you see that?
Every promotion outside of WWE right now is putting together an amazing roster.
I feel like Shelley is going to be in the Opera Cup. I haven't watched. I've watched a little bit of MLW, mostly Alex Hammerstone because he's a fucking monster.
He's great. I like him.
Dude, he's funny as fuck too.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the only people I know that has the Live, Laugh, Limp Bizkit sign in his back.
That's pretty funny.
Might be, yeah. Anyway. What's the last segment's the wedding, right?
No, because then after that we had Tommaso Ciampa defeated Pete Dunne, LA Knight, and Von Wagner. Because Kyle O'Reilly got taken out before the match and they replaced him with Von Wagner. And if you are sitting there, person at home, wondering who the fuck is Von Wagner, you're not alone. I had no fucking idea either. He didn't really impress me in this match. But apparently this is the guy Vince was putting all of his fucking money into. Is this guy?
Scott Gunner or Parker Boudreaux or whatever the fuck his name is now.
I don't care. Tommaso Ciampa
changing names.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Just let them have their fucking names. It ain't that bad. It ain't that big of a deal. Oh shit!
Stop it, Kennedy.
You got to give them an extra couple dollars when they leave because you have extra shirts you're clearancing out. Boo fucking who?
Well, they're only leaving because you're not utilizing the fucking people.
No, they're not. And then we had, Tommaso Ciampa winning. Awesome. Love it. 10 out of 10. Fucking hold the belt forever. They made a big deal out of the show, though, of it being 908 days since he lost the belt that he was never beaten for. 908 days. It has been a long fucking time. And
it does not seem like it. This last 2 years has just been insane.
To think that over half of Adam Cole's title run took place with no fans is genuinely upsetting to me.
I still think yesterday was 1999.
I'm glad Karrion Kross had no fans for his title run.
That's because Karrion Kross has no fans.
He doesn't. The wedding.
He has one fan. It's a really good fan, but he has one fan.
Now, the wedding of Index. I loved every second of this dumb, stupid bullshit. It was dumb. Should this have main evented the show? No. This should not have main evented the show at all. But holy shit, it was a wedding with a feel-good moment. I sat there, and the WWE part of my brain went, something's going to ruin this wedding. Something's going to ruin it. Because we can't have joy. But the wedding went through. Fucking Dexter Lumis said the first words he's ever said. He's been with the company 2 fucking years, and he finally says words, and they're, I do. And it plays correctly, pops. It was great. Fucking loved every moment of it. 10 out of 10 segment for me.
You know what would have been an 11 out of 10 segment? Tori Wilson's dad. Give me Al Wilson. I think he's dead.
Al Wilson is actually dead, Ethan.
R.I.P. Who was he married to? Cat? Was he married to Cat?
No, it was Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie. Cool. Al Wilson, Dawn Marie. Background of Index's wedding. Give me holograms of them banging. That's what I want. 12 out of 10 on that segment.
All right. I know.
We don't care if we entertain you. We're entertaining ourselves. And when I can get him to make that face, that's exactly what I want to see.
Yeah, this isn't about you people at home. This is about us. But NXT's 2.0, I've got my beef. I've got some things. I don't like how colorful it is. I liked how NXT was like the punk rock kid. And now I feel like SpongeBob just took a shit everywhere.
There's a new punk rock kid on the block, though.
Don't build it up for suspense. Just let it out.
What? No, there is. There's a new punk rock kid on the block. I mean, we all know who it is. It's Rampage.
Oh, yeah. Which Rampage is golden. However, already having a rematch on it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, a little weird.
We'll get to it. All right. Now we move on to the AEW Dynamite review. AEW Dynamite. Oh, holy fuck. AEW Dynamite 102. It was a good show. I didn't have any problems with it, really. There was only one spot in particular that really fucked me up for a minute where it took me out of it. We'll get there.
My prep station.
What?
That was my prep station.
Oh. Any hoozle. Sometimes I don't understand you.
Oh, Clerks too.
Oh, I didn't have a problem with that. For a second I did.
No?
For a second I did, but then I got over it.
Well, that's because you never go ass to mouth.
You never go ass to mouth. But we start off AEW Dynamite with Adam Cole versus Frankie Kazarian. It was the match fucking Adam Cole needed to have to come back. We got Jensen over here eating his fucking pizza because he waits till 10:05 at night to eat his dinner.
I would have had pizza earlier, but everything on Wayne Road was out of power, so I couldn't stop and get a little squeezers. So I had to order Tormina's, not from the one 3 miles down the road, but the one 9 miles across town, because apparently 3 miles down the road doesn't deliver here.
So what you're telling me is you could have came and seen me and you didn't?
No, the one by the airport.
Oh, okay. I had Lee's Famous Chicken for dinner.
If I'm coming up there, I'm going to Slice of the 80s, and it's not even for the pizza, it's for the cheese bread.
Yeah. I'm pretty keen on their French fries.
Chicken wings weren't terrible, as long as you get them well done.
Yeah. But, anyways, sidetracked.
Yeah.
It was a nice back and forth match before Cole eventually got the big win that he needed to come back on. They got back in the ring, hit him with the Panama Sunrise, and then hit him with bam, 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 bam.
Whoa, Black Betty.
And then he hit him with the kill shot, last shot, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to the back of the head, 1, 2, 3, beats Kazarian, his first match out of WWE in over 4 years.
Kazarian is the Elmer Fudd of elite hunters. This man cannot hunt for shit. The deer could walk up and shoot itself in front of him, and he's somehow going to stumble on it. It's not going to work.
Yeah. No, he's an idiot. But he's a dumb dickhead idiot who's got a lot of talent in the ring. I genuinely like this match. When I rewatch Dynamite tomorrow, I probably won't skip through it. But then we get to the post-match.
Can I pipe into one thing? I do like Frank Kazarian. Let's clarify something here. I like Frank Kazarian.
Do you want to tell the story? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, second episode in, I get to tell this story. So we're at a Ring of Honor event, and this is actually... so we've been to 2 Ring of Honor events at the same location in town, and I get them mixed up. One was a War of the Worlds event with NJPW at it. The other one was just a regular Ring of Honor event. So we met the Bucks. We met a couple of guys. This is the second one. So this is the one we went to. This is not the War. This is not the.
This was our Sweetest Day mandate, or the women told us to go out together.
Yes. So This is the one. So we showed up early. We got in line. We bought tickets to like see a couple of people or whatever it was. So I walk up and everybody's standing by their merch booth. If you've ever been to a Ring of Honor show or any small time local wrestling thing, you understand this. So we get up, we're in line. Truthfully, we're in line to see Adam Cole. And, which, not to ruin the suspense, he's not 6 foot tall. So we're in line to see Adam Cole, and then like Colt Cabana's up there and stuff like that. And we chatted with him for a minute. But we're far enough back that I'm standing next to the table, and Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian are standing there, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to buy a comic book?" So I looked at it. I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll buy a comic book. I like comic books. I got a decent amount of them. Plus, I like wrestling. Easy thing." They're like, "Hey, we'll sign it." And I'm like, "Sweet." So I give him $5 for the comic book, and then Frank's like, "Hey, that's $5 for the autograph." And I'm like, "Good deal." So I hand him the $5. I go to walk away. Christopher Daniels is like, "Yeah, that'll be 20." And I'm like, "You serious right now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "All right." So I shelled out $30 for a comic book. Actually, I shelled out $5 for a comic book, $5 for Frank Kazarian's autograph and a decent chat, and then $20 for Christopher Daniels to act like a dickhead, and $20 for his fucking autograph. And you know what? I'm going to give it to him. He could have been having a bad day. I really like his in-ring work, but I just thought, $20, man. How much do you think of yourself? You weren't even the guy behind the ministry. Had you been that? Sure, $20. Game on. I do still have the comic book though. It's in my bulk boxes over here.
Meanwhile,
but yeah, and then then we watched side bar here. There was a handicapped gentleman in an electric wheelchair that couldn't get through anywhere, and Colt Cabana basically became fucking Moses or whatever, and he was like, "Everybody move," and he grabbed him and he walked him to every single station, which tells me one thing: Colt Cabana is a freaking treasure.
Mm-hmm. Colt Cabana's super nice, but to break the stagnant that everyone has, Adam Cole's the sweetest human being on the face of the earth, and he is so nice. Because the same event we went to, I got to meet Adam Cole, and it was right after I got my Bullet Club tattoo on my shin, and I showed it to him, and he freaked. I'm not standing up and like taking down my pants to fucking show my shin.
Oh, you right. I thought you were.
No, man, like fuck. Okay, fine, fuck you goddamn cocksucker.
Yeah.
Is it this one?
Clinton's got a Bullet Club tattoo. Yeah, there you go.
Bullet Club, full line.
But you fucking mark.
I am a fucking mark, and I'm proud of it. But I got that about a week before that match Adam Cole had where he won the world title, and I went and met him, and I was like, "Yo, you want to see my new tattoo? I got it like right when you won the belt." He was like, "Yeah, show me it," and I showed him my leg, and he thought it was so fucking cool, and he took a photo of it, and he didn't charge me for the autograph, like he just took the photo with me, let me hold the Ring of Honor title, and just like chatted with me, and I got to meet him.
It's heavy as fuck.
It is heavy. It's like fucking 15-20 pounds.
Well, the old one was fucking sweet.
I just assume Adam Cole's holding it up by his massive dick. But I'm glad I got to meet him twice, because I was super fucking fat when I met him the first time. And the second time I met him, I was way skinnier. Super nice guy. Adam Cole might be the nicest guy in professional wrestling, if I'm being honest.
But it was pretty nice, man.
But he cuts a
oh my god. Sorry.
Holy
I didn't mean to stop.
Fuck, we get sidetracked.
No. Yeah, but this is part of that thing. The time that we met the Bucks, because remember me, I was wearing this shirt when
Amy didn't realize we were meeting the Young Bucks.
No, she didn't. But then I thought the absolute greatest part of this is you were in this lobby of this big hall, and everybody's in line for all these things, and you look down the way, and was there? Kushida was there.
Yeah, because he was there with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Then what's his name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So Kushida's there, and there's a bunch of, because it was the War of the Worlds one. So there were a bunch of the Japanese wrestlers down there. But my absolute favorite part of this whole thing, sitting at a table by himself, nobody in line, nobody around him, everybody's there wanting to see the Young Bucks, is Jushin Thunder Liger just playing on his phone, full mask, just
felt so bad. The funniest part of that whole day to me was when you and I sat there. We had a conversation with the Young Bucks. We took a photo with them. We held the championships while Amy is standing there wearing a fucking Kenny Omega Bullet Club t-shirt, and she doesn't realize that we're in front of the Young Bucks. They come to the ring. She was like, "Oh, those are the guys I like." I was like, "You mean the guys we met before the fucking match?" She just went, "That was them?" And I was just, it was funny. It was funny as fuck to me. And then she made me run.
Amy, love her. God bless her, but she is just like not the most alert person in the
world. God bless her soul. But that was also the night that Hangman joined the Bullet Club. So they did this thing where they sprinted to one end of the building
and got his name Hangman.
Yeah, because he hung Chris Sabin in his hometown. But then they all run to the one side of the building and they all stand on the merch table and take a photo. And then Amy dragging me to the fucking end of there to like having me take photos. So I've still got the photos. That was a lot of fun. We need to go to wrestling events again. Just not when you look like a fucking narc. Okay?
That's a story for another time. When we do if we do an Impact review, which we will in October, I'm already dedicated.
Bound for Glory, 100%.
Yeah, Bound for Glory. We will do a review show for Bound for Glory. When we do that, I'll tell that story.
My God, let's just run through this Dynamite review so we can get to the real reason we're here, to show people what wrestling is. Adam Cole defeated Frankie Kazarian. After the match, story time with Adam Cole. Bay. He just pretty much calls out Christian, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus to come take on the Super Clique, which is him and the Young Bucks. That's going to happen next Friday night because next week's Dynamite and Rampage are both 2 hours and they're both called the Grand Slam. They're essentially saying you are getting a free pay-per-view on TV across 2 nights. I'm cool with that shit. I like 4-hour pay-per-view spread across 2 nights. It's cool. It's neat to me.
And there's commercials in there, so you're really only, if they were to condense it,
I can take a shit.
You're only going to get like 2.5 hours.
You know how hard it is to shit during a pay-per-view? So difficult. You get shit time when there's commercial breaks.
Especially in AEW.
Yeah, because they don't fucking stop. I'm literally going through, like, I've been on vacation. I've just been watching some of the pay-per-views as I'm playing video games because I have no fucking life. And the pay-per-views don't fucking stop. Like, right after the Omega Page Young Bucks match, that whole shit, no time wasted. They were already in the next fucking match. No time to let that emotion. That's the one thing that AEW can do better, is they can let some of the emotional shit sit in better. Like the time that SCU lost their like title match, and it was like if SCU ever loses again, they break up. They cut right to the back to a best friends promo right after that match. Didn't give it time to soak in. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Maybe not. Okay, whatever. I'll go fuck myself.
Oh, yeah. No, I said yeah. I'm sorry if that didn't pick it up.
Then Fuego del Sol called out Miro, saying that he got a car from AEW and he's putting the car on the line for a TNT title match this Friday.
Hey, speaking of Fuego del Sol, shout out to Movado for facing Fuego on Dark.
Congrats to that, by the way. Absolutely.
Which is pretty awesome. So he's actually a very good DDP yoga instructor. Not going to mention how I know that, but just he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, props to that. I just don't want to say people's real names in case your buddy Alex comes on the show.
Oh no, you're cool. You're cool. We might be able to get his fucking ass on here. That'd be fun. Just get him on
down the road a little bit, do a nice interview, congratulate him on his PWAS title win.
Yeah, he's got tag belts right now. I'm trying to go see him on Saturday night. Get that piece of hair out of your mouth?
Actually, I believe this is a peppercorn, and that's why I did not want to bite into it.
Oh, okay. Well, the next thing we got on AEW Dynamite was the MJF promo. I fucking love MJF. The promo where he starts like, I need to talk to Brian Pillman, and he looks up at the heavens, and he goes like, who am I kidding? And he just starts stomping on the ring floor. He's like, wake up, Brian, we gotta talk. I fucking popped so hard for that. So fucking hard. MJF is my favorite talker in the business right now. Next to Eddie Kingston.
He sent his sister into labor.
He sent his sister into labor. Yeah, she went into labor right after Dynamite last week. That was pretty funny. But then we get the whole, tell your son I'm going to massacre him. I'm better than you. And then Pillman's music hits. He sends Wardlow to the stage to meet him. But Brian Pillman sneaks in with a chair. And because he's a dumbass babyface, dweeb dork dipshit, he decides to pose to the crowd while holding a steel chair instead of attacking the guy who is pretty much pissing on his family's legacy. I don't like how dumb baby faces are. Like, it's the same thing in battle royals where, like, they'll both be fighting on the apron and they'll knock one off, and then that baby face will go like, yay, I did it! It's all about me. How am I getting eliminated now?
Well, heels do that too, and battle royals are just inherently stupid.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a good battle royal, but they are inherently stupid.
But what is it about being a babyface that just drops your IQ points like 50?
I don't know what it is, man, because you watch and you have heels that do battle royals like Edge and Orton and guys like that. They're like, hey, slink under the bottom rope and hang on the outside of the thing and save our stamina to the end. Sounds like a great idea to me. Let's go for it.
Well, just smart. I don't ever discredit that shit. I like that shit. But I don't like dumbass baby faces. Like, the way they were building Drew McIntyre last year in WWE, I don't like to credit them a lot. Or the way, in fact, the way they were building Hangman Page, where he wasn't a dumbass babyface. He was getting over on the heels, not only in the ring, but also behind the scenes.
A millennial alcoholic.
Yeah, like, that. I don't get how hard it is to build baby faces anymore. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be to where the heel gets over so organically because he's such a good fucking heel that you're forced to turn him babyface. It's an annoyance I have with all the professional wrestling, not just directed at WWE. But we'll go on from there. Brian Pillman had a sit-down interview. He pretty much said, I'm going to whoop MJF's ass while crying. So, hey, we got another message from MozBomb87. Ethan Soul Patch.
Oh,
Ethan Soul Patch is giving me life. What up, MozBomb? How are you doing tonight?
Well, he's probably just rocking a semi all day because he got Killers tickets.
Yeah, probably. We move on from that. Christian Cage. Holy shit. That was the Christian Cage Jurassic Express promo was funny. I loved how they said since you enjoyed losing on Wednesdays so much, how about you come lose on a Friday? That was great. The Bucks were good enough friends with Cole to save him from developmental. Then we move on.
They had some.
Go ahead.
I was just saying they had some zingers in there.
Yeah. Then we move on to FTR versus Dante Martin and Matt Seidel. This was pretty much just another showcase match for Dante Martin. FTR do get the win, though, with the big rig. But Dante Martin is phenomenal in those ropes. He is fluid with anyone. I feel like he can work any style, or people are working their asses off to work their style around him because he's so fucking good. But
he is going to have... He needs about 6 more months. And then I need him to step up on Pac. And that's a match I want.
Him and Pac would be a fucking barn burner and a half. But, once again, Seidel had no reason to be here. This was just Dante Martin versus FTR. Seidel was just there to take some heat until he got the hot tag. Which Seidel is another person just floating around. Thing I love about AEW, thing I love about them, is that they listen to their fans. They are making the Suzuki incident canon. That Suzuki is pissed that his music cut out during the commercial, which I love. And they turned it into something, and they made sure people got it tonight. So, But my only sad thing about this is that now we are not going to get Miro versus Eddie Kingston inside of New York. We're going to get Eddie Kingston and Moxley versus Suzuki and Lance Archer, which I'm okay with, but it's not Eddie Kingston winning the TNT title in fucking New York. When I know in my heart that Suzuki is winning this next match.
Eddie Kingston is a national treasure.
Oh, God, if Eddie Kingston takes the pin next week, I'm going to be so upset.
Has anybody heard from Adam? Is he in New York next week?
You mean LT?
Yeah.
I don't know. LT, are you in the chat? If we don't hear from him, then yeah, it's definitely that LT is Eddie Kingston, and he's just lying to us. Because I've never talked to him while seeing Eddie Kingston on my TV.
Not once. He refuses to show up for pay-per-view.
He refuses to show up for pay-per-view. He's going to show up for a WWE one because Eddie Kingston's not going to be on the fucking card.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. Go ahead and talk to him for a second. I need some water.
He's leaving in the middle of this. Yeah, so I'm literally racing home. I have Dynamite on in the playing over the audio on my truck, trying to catch up on things. So I catch up right at the point of what I believe is the next event, which is the Rosario Dawson bit, which was a little strange to me, but I'm not mad about it. I don't know where I'm at with it. Nice Brita.
Thanks, bud.
What's your little light say for your percentage on top?
It's at long last filter. Thank your wife for turning me on to this shit. Because she wants me to live longer. What an asshole she is.
That's what happens when you have responsibilities. Anyway, so the Rosario Dawson thing was after the Jurassic Park thing. Or Jurassic Express, Jesus.
Okay, if this would have been on
paint fumes.
Oh my god, if this would have been on anyone other than Malachi Black, I would have loved it. But it wasn't. It was on Malachi Black. Malachi Black should have thrown Rosario Dawson off of his shoulders in a matter of 2 seconds and then spin kicked her into a retirement home, which we're going to call Clerks 3. And then Cody should have came down and got murdered by Malachi Black. In fact, next week, if it's not another squash match, I'm going to be upset because I don't want to see anyone... I feel like the Dustin match last week was too long.
Oh, what's going on with this? Why is it weird? Mr. Rogers is Sunday best out to the ring. The red suit is what's throwing me.
It's a garbage ass suit because Cody doesn't know how to dress like a normal fucking human being. And in fact, I can tell you Cody's
white boy.
I can tell you Cody's losing next week because he didn't come out with black hair.
No, it's
because
fair.
Black hair Cody is like Demon Finn Balor. You don't bet against black hair. If Cody comes out next Wednesday with black hair, he's beating Malachi Black.
Yeah, but nothing will atone for the sins of that neck tattoo.
My God, when your wife is even talking shit about it, you know it's bad.
Dude, look, we've all got we've got either bad tattoos or strange tattoos, but I have an Avenged Sevenfold tattoo.
I got a Metallica tattoo. Okay.
You got it covered up by a Coheed symbol, though.
They're together. They're fused together, motherfucker. I was in a dark place in my life.
Fucking long you been in this dark place?
When was high school? I started high school when I was 13, so about 18 years. About 18 years. Yeah, I also got a shitty Solid Snake tattoo that the guy fucked the face up on. It's pretty garbage.
Looks like a G.I. Joe tattoo.
Dude, it looks like G.I. dipshit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't got anything clever right now. I'm baked out of my mind. And we're getting into a segment that I really have. Dan Lambert is great on the mic, but someone needs to tell Dan Lambert that wrestling is a work. That's all I've got to say on the matter. I think I counted the amount of times they said shit in this promo exchange between Dan Lambert and Jericho. I think it was 5 times they said the word shit, which is just AEW being an edgier product.
Well, I feel okay. So this is gonna bring me out of this. I don't know jack shit about MMA. Everything I know about MMA is from you, Kevin, and Never Back Down. So
what about the body triangle? How you get it in deeper?
What's her name? Is it Michelle Harris? What is the chick's name in there? I can't remember.
Paige Van Zandt?
No. That's a different story.
The one that
was in the ring.
Fuck if I know. I knew off the top of my head Junior Dos Santos, Andre Alvarezski, and Paige Van Zandt in the ring. Go ahead.
Okay, so not Paige Van Zandt, because that is just that's a completely different thing.
My God, how do you go from getting your ass kicked in the UFC to going, I think I can do bare knuckle boxing?
We've seen a lot of her, and it's where I'm not mad about it.
No.
So there is. I have to. I apologize for this. I'm searching this right now.
You better hurry up, because we got to get to a thing that I know that Mazbomb is dying to hear about, because we're getting something Sting related next week.
Okay, Kayla Harrison. So, I did something. So, Sean Ross Sapp, had said that she was in the ring and she's undefeated, quite literally the most buzzworthy fighter in her company and earning big, whatever. So, he said something else about her, though, that she's the only one I think would seamlessly transition to pro wrestling. So, I looked her up. I did a little bit of stuff. He's fucking right. He's right. She's got the charisma and the attitude towards that. And I like seeing that, because as much as we don't want to talk about it, MMA is either the next step in a wrestling career or the first step in a pro wrestling career. One of the two ways. You either become so damaged that you have to go to pro wrestling, or you become, or you're done with it. Like, Rousey was damaged. I'll just say that.
Or you get like to Matt
or
Riddle,
you Bobby Lashley.
Where you're Matt Riddle and you fail so many drug tests that you pretty much bomb out to wrestling. But we're getting distracted here. Pretty much this whole promo happened because we're getting Men of the Year versus Jericho and Hager next Friday. I think they're on the Friday card. I know they got the Friday card listed here. We'll go through it. Next thing we got is Jade Cargill versus Leyla Hirsch. I fucking love Leyla Hirsch. She is the best. I want Leyla Hirsch.
Like
holy
fucking tank.
She is the believable badass that AEW women division needs. And the thing is,
it was a good match too.
She dragged a good match out of Cargill.
I think so. Jade Cargill is what WWE wanted Charlotte to be if Charlotte didn't have a namesake already. Like, if she wasn't Charlotte Flair, that's what they wanted out of her.
You give Jade 2 years, she's going to be wrestling circles around Charlotte Flair. Because she's already picking up this shit great. She's exactly the heel that the women's division needs as a backup heel for when Britt Baker gets too fucking over to boo anymore.
That's about this close.
We're getting there. CM Punk says your name once, you're fucking made for life. But this match, it was a fucking banger. It was a hoss fight, and I fucking love that whole hi mommy energy in a match. I fucking love it. Leyla Hirsch is the best small person in the business, and she wrestles like she's 6'10". She doesn't give a fuck.
She is massive.
She doesn't give a fuck.
She reminds me a lot, and I know it's dumb. She reminds me a lot of Kurt.
She could be as great as Kurt. She can't choose, like, what? As of this moment, she's 19-5 in AEW, which means those 5 women who have beat her I really want to believe that every single one of them have been on like a Dynamite or a Major Dark thing. Like
yeah, and then she lost an NWA to the NWA Women's Champ.
Oh my god,
who
that
is
match
also
was awesome.
massive.
That match
you know,
was
at
awesome.
some point we're getting a Camille Brickhouse Jade Cargill match, right?
Is it wrong to say big beefy men slapping meat to that match? Because that's what that match feels like. It feels like big beefy men slapping meat.
We have to come up with this.
I fucking almost stroked out trying to process saying that about two women.
Big beefy women slapping beef.
No, it doesn't work because it just sounds like it just makes it sound like we're talking about vaginas.
I know.
Oh fuck! Moving on.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Oh fuck! Moving on. All right, we get an Andrade Elite package. Now, what happened on Rampage that's noteworthy is that Andrade turned on Chavo Guerrero. He explained why. He got involved with this match. He's a heel, but he is a man who has honor in his wrestling abilities, and he doesn't like the fact that he got involved in his match. A1 explaining, because I had no fucking idea when I watched Rampage. I slept Friday night because to get ready for you fucks on Saturday, I got as much sleep as possible.
Yeah, Kevin and I spent all of Saturday double fisting strawberry daiquiris.
You guys kept me up till 3 before your wife was
You stayed up until 4:30.
Your wife was finally like
Euchre.
Well, your wife finally looked at my zombie corpse face just sitting there going, because I smoked through fucking almost an entire gram.
You should have saw you when you came back, when you forgot something. You just were like...
I remember I forgot my charger for my vape, and it was dead. And I was
stuff.
just like, I'm having a nicotine fit real bad right now, and I just got out of the shower. We both of us... Okay, we'll talk about this in a minute. We'll talk about our wedding in a minute. Next, we move on to... Punk got assaulted because he was out on commentary. He got assaulted by Powerhouse Hobbs to set up a match next week. Long story short, move on to Darby Allin versus Shawn Spears. This was actually a pretty good match. Shawn Spears is getting a lot better, and he's having better matches in AEW. His one with his match with Sammy Guevara the other week, that was a really, really good fucking match. This match was great.
He's got a better working style now.
He's great at bringing the heat. He's good at taking heat.
I don't want to say how much Tully has been involved in that, but I feel like Tully's been very involved in getting him to where he is right now.
Yeah, but then we get to the finish, which saw a coffin drop on the back. 1, 2, 3. Darby Allin wins. After the match, FTR came out and stood face to face with Darby and Sting for about 4 seconds before coming to blows. Before FTR and Tully finally get the numbers game up on them, they beat the shit of Darby. And then they give Sting the spike pile driver to set up a match next week. I'm fucking here for this. I love Sting in these Darby tag matches. He is 3 for 3 on great tag matches with Darby Allin. This is obviously going to be a 4th. And I think it's going to be the first one they lose. I think they're going to lose finally. I think Sting's going to take his first loss.
There's a good possibility of it. It depends. I think that it's more so of that because you were hearing the kind of restlessness of FTR.
Mm-hmm.
It's little rumors out there that they might not be long for the company, and I think they want to keep them around for a while, which they should. Truthfully, they should. I think that we are going to get an FTR Lucha Brothers package here. I don't know how soon. It's not going to be long, but I do think that that's going to happen because I think those two have complementing styles. Lucha Brothers fly around. FTR can do a little bit of that if they need to, but they are usually more of a ground and pound style.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we're going to see a good package there. But that's why they'll probably win that. Plus, Sting and Darby don't need the wins.
No,
per
they
se.
don't. No, but I just sat there, and as I watched FTR be in the ring with Sting, delivering a spike pile driver, I could hear the load in Maz Bomb's pants. Like I could hear him coming from that, or at least his erection.
He's in like Pennsylvania or Peru,
wherever the fuck he is now, because he moved without fucking telling me. But I love fuck. He's a good dude, but yeah, that's all I could think about was him. I wanted to send him a message, but I figured I would get through this and then send him a message because I don't know if he's still fucking working nights or whatever he's doing. But then we get to the Danielson promo. Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, comes out, and he pretty much just calls out Don and Kenny right away. Gets him out to the ring, tells Callis to shut his fucking mouth. Pretty much. Everyone just kept on chanting piece of shit at him. And he just dragged Kenny Omega to say yes to a match. It's a non-title match, but next week, we're getting Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega, which is awesome. And I've got the whole list here for Grand Slam. On night one, you have...
Well, do we want to touch this? Let's touch on Grand Slam and what's going on that after we finish the last match, because that does have implications as to what is happening.
Yeah, okay.
Not a lot, but we'll finish up the Dynamite review. We'll knock that out, and then we'll go into the Grand Slam.
Yeah, so the final segment of the night was Moxley and Kingston versus 2.0. I love 2.0. I'm glad they're getting all of this recognition that they deserve. They're great. They're a great talent to keep putting on TV every week. I enjoy them on my TV every single week, and I don't get sick of them.
They get better with the week.
Yep. The fact that they call Daniel Garcia... The fact they call Daniel Garcia their son, it just fills me so full of joy. Especially knowing that we have our dad, Kevin.
He just happens to look like the villain for Far Cry 5.
Who also sexually identifies as a 96 Honda Civic.
Who dresses in a cream suit for a wedding?
That motherfucker does. I had a hot date, man. That 96 Honda Civic was sexy as fuck for that wedding.
He looked like he dressed in a cream suit, and he looked like he was going to be on Maury.
Mm-hmm. But we get to the end of this match. It's exactly what you think a 2.0 Kingston Moxley match is going to be. It's them beating the shit out of them for a little bit. They get a little bit of heat back, and then at the end of the match, Moxley and Kingston hit their lariat half and half suplex for the 1-2-3. Out comes Suzuki. You get the Kazanina air that we didn't get last week. So, oh shit. Almost spilt my whole jug of water.
A low of water?
Shut up. So we get Suzuki and Archer fighting with Moxley and Kingston to bring the show to a close, which sets up the 10-match card for Grand Slam Dynamite, which is, on night one, you have Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, Cody Rhodes, Malachi Black, AEW Women's Championship, Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho, FTR versus Sting and Darby Allin, MJF versus Brian Pillman in a CM Punk live interview before his first match on TV in 7 years. Which then night two is Adam Cole, the Young Bucks versus Christian Cage and Jurassic Express, CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager versus Men of the Year. We're getting Moxley and Kingston versus Suzuki Gun. And I can't remember the 10th match that they announced, but they don't have it listed here. But
yeah, I got nothing.
Dynamite was solid this week. Was it skippable? Some of it. Some of it you're not going to miss. If you skip as much as I don't think you should, you're not going to miss anything if you pretty much skip half of this week.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good watch. It wasn't, it didn't feel like it drug on forever. It was good.
It was a breather episode before we get to the chaos of what next week's going to be.
Yep. It was a go-home episode, essentially. That's what it felt like.
It was a go-home Dynamite for a pay-per-view. That was exactly what it is. We didn't see the Bucks at all this one. No, they weren't on this show at all. In fact, the only people we got out of the Elite were Adam Cole and Kenny Omega. No one else showed up.
Yeah, we didn't even have to see Brandon Cutler, which is amazing.
No, which is...
Remember when he used to wrestle in that sweet-ass gear that he had? That he would come to the ring in? He looked like a fucking sorcerer.
That Dungeons and Dragons inspired get up?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty tits.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He's coming to the ring with face paint now. Now he looks like a white Rip Hamilton.
He looks like the white man who couldn't jump.
Yeah. It's like a knockoff Woody Harrelson. We're good.
Yeah, because now we can get to the education portion of this.
Exactly what we've drug on for the last hour and 7 minutes to get you to.
Oh, okay. I'll continue. Listen, we understand that we have people who watch this who haven't watched wrestling in years, or that might tune into this who haven't watched wrestling in years or are just getting back into it. We want to help. So what we're going to do at the end of every podcast is we're going to go over just random things that we think you should revisit or rewatch. Now, both of us have taken the time today to sit down and write out 5 matches a piece. So you're going to get a total of 10 matches. Possibly, we might have some that overlap. We didn't discuss these beforehand.
They're a surprise.
Yeah, they're a surprise to the both of us, of matches that you should go back and revisit. Whether it be for the story aspect, whether it be for just the absolute match quality. We will explain our reasons to you. We'll tell you what events they're on, so that way you can just put a pause on this, go rewatch or write these down and watch them at your leisure. But these are essentially possibly 10 matches we're going to recommend to you that you go and watch if you're new into wrestling or just getting back into it. And I promise you that not one single match on here is older than 5 years old.
Yep, nope, that was our whole goal, is that we wanted to keep everything less than 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
There is one that I do actually need to find out if it is 5 years old or not.
That's fine.
Oh my goodness, it is exactly
perfect.
We're 2 months from it, and I think you have this one on your radar as well.
No, I don't. I don't have anything. The oldest match I got on here is 2017.
2016 is this is now the oldest match on my. It might be the second oldest, but either way.
So what we'll do is I'll start us off. It'll go 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Okay.
Oh, clarification! I did not put these in any kind of order because I think they're all worth it.
That's fine. We're just each going to run down a match apiece. Honorable mention, because this was on my list before I realized it was older than 5 years old. The Revival and the DIY tag trilogy.
It's not.
It's not? Okay, I'll shut up then. I'll shut up.
It's not. That's the one. That's the one okay. I was saying.
That was my
November of 2016. It is 5 years old.
I was doing the whole trilogy, so I was going all the way back, but you're fine. Okay.
No, I'm talking the one, the takeover in Toronto.
Okay.
That is on my list.
Okay. So number 5 on my list, from AEW Double or Nothing 2019, their first Double or Nothing pay-per-view. They gave us a match that I can tell you honestly probably made a whole bunch of grown men cry. And that's Dustin versus Cody Rhodes. You want to talk about two people that were stuck in a company for so long. You had the opportunity to have this match for 7 fucking years. And the only time you gave it to us was on a fast lane between Goldust and Stardust. And it was 9 minutes long, and it was garbage. Well, you know what? AEW's first official pay-per-view, they booked it. They booked the Rhodes brothers against one another, and holy shit. If you want to talk about a callback to... I don't give Cody Rhodes a lot of credit, but Cody Rhodes might be the best story. He might be the best representation of wrestling's history. Like going back to the wells of storytelling inside of matches. Something that I think Roman Reigns has done a very, very good job of doing this year, but Cody Rhodes has been doing it in AEW since they took off. Pretty much since he went back to Ring of Honor after he left WWE. This is what Cody's been doing, is that he's been doing great storytelling in matches. And Dustin going in as the underdog, like the old timer, just like this is my last run. Like this is the match I wanted to go out on. Like this is it. It just adds so much to it. It's one of those matches where adding color and someone bleeding made the match better. And then that post-match shit with the whole they're going to team up against the Young Bucks. 5 stars. 5 stars. I can't say any more than that. Go check out Cody versus Dustin from Double or Nothing 2019. That's my number 5. Ethan, the floor is yours.
my honorable mention, which has happened in the last 5 years, but I just want to get this one out of the way. If you haven't seen it, go back and please go and watch Motor City Machine Guns versus the North. It's the return of the Motor City Machine Guns. That is just, it's a great harken back to 2004 through 2008 TNA Impact, whatever you want to call them. Them plus one, against one of the best tag teams of recent years, the current X Division champion Josh Alexander, who is a phenomenal and just ridiculous wrestler. If you have never seen him, it's insane. It's crazy. And then at one half of Men of the Year, Ethan Page. Also, Ethan Page, the Ethan Page versus Karate Man fight, which is just dumb as shit, but it's fantastic.
That's one.
So I'm gonna go with this. The number actually in my number 5 spot was the DIY revival match from Takeover Toronto. That was just, if you like classic tag, it's actually kind of funny. You should speak to it. 2 of my matches on here are technically tag team matches. There would have been a third one, but obviously it was my honorable mention. If you just like tag team wrestling in general, that's the second best match now that I can describe. I didn't want to, because of recency bias, I didn't want to put the ladder match on there that just happened. Because we talked about it in the last episode.
You mean the cage match?
Yeah, the cage match, sorry. Yeah. I didn't want to talk about that because we happened in the last episode, and we kind of touched on the Hangman Kenny Bucks match as well. Go check that out. Just go watch it. It's actually the whole thing's in its entirety on YouTube. Those guys took 4 months and told a story that we don't get in professional wrestling, but once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime, maybe. That
one was from.
It felt personal.
From July until January. No, it was past January. It was WrestleMania weekend.
Okay, like that shit, we got 9 months of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole story ran for 9 months, and it is the best told tag team story in NXT history. 100% agree. Number 4 on my list. It was the first major wrestling show during the pandemic. Night 1, WrestleMania 36. However, I will say this. You can say whatever you want. Like, this is just my opinion. Both cinematic matches at WrestleMania's Night 1 and 2 last year, I think, are worth a watch. But for me, AJ Styles versus The Undertaker in a Boneyard match was still my favorite match of last year. That match was fucking awesome. Undertaker coming out to Metallica, mint. Fucking AJ Styles bringing in the Good Brothers to take him out, fucking mint. You had the Druids come in, just old badass Biker Taker. I might be the only person alive who loves Biker Taker, but that's also the part of me that holds on to my love for Limp Bizkit and nu metal. But that
we're simps for the Limp.
We are simps for the Limp. But like, that match, like, I don't think Undertaker wrestled another match after that. I could be wrong. But in my opinion, if that's the match that Undertaker's going to go out on, what a hell of a match to go out on. Yeah, that made him look better than he's looked in fucking years.
And that's what you had to do. If you were going to have him on TV, you had to do something to compensate for what the fuck was going on with him.
And AJ Styles, the acting of AJ Styles in this was phenomenal. But if you're going to go out and you want an extra bonus one, the Firefly Funhouse match is the best dissection of a WWE product character that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. The fact that John Cena, my father, allowed himself to be dissected for fucking 15 minutes and pretty much have his whole career and his heart ripped out in front of him. But Boneyard match above it. 100%. Number 4.
Number 4. Sorry,
4.
Stephen Larson's bit there. Mine is going to be, and you can shoot me if I'm wrong with this, because this might not be in it, but I didn't get a chance to do research on it. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
That's 2017.
Was that on yours?
No, it's not on my list.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't want to give too much love to the UK title scene.
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the UK title in 2017 is a banger of a match. It's two dudes that work. While they can work the same style, they work a completely different style. Tyler Bate is more of a
big, strong boy.
Yes, creative, but yet strong, slightly high flyer. And Pete Dunne is a dude that you want with you in a bar fight. That's the best way I can explain it. He is a traditional Yabo, fucking doesn't even matter. I don't have a word for it. He's like Cockney, British, doesn't matter. He's just vicious. The man has a tattoo of like a cat or something on his kneecap.
It's a bear.
Okay, he's got a tattoo of a bear on his kneecap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it is. You could have a tattoo of a fucking lollipop on your kneecap. It's on your fucking kneecap. If you've ever got a tattoo anywhere that doesn't have a lot of nice fat tissue or muscle tissue and it's really close to tendons or bone, hurts bitch.
Mm-hmm. Also, this is like a little honorable mention. If you can find PWD DVDs. Holy shit, I'm having I've always said this is a stoner and a drunk having podcast, but like sometimes the stoner bit does come out a little bit more. Yeah, it's a PWG match between him and Mark Andrews where he does a tombstone with no knee pads on the cement floor outside. And for like 2 straight minutes after that, you could just see him roll Mark Andrews in the ring and then him just shake his kneecaps to make sure that they're still in fucking place.
I don't even know how to explain that. Anyway, number 4 for you, sir.
Oh, number 3 for me.
Number 3.
This one is a cheat because everyone knows this match, but if you don't know of it, you need to go out of your way and see it. It's Kenny Omega versus Okada from Dominion 6.9. Their best 2 out of 3 falls match. It is arguably the greatest professional wrestling match of all time. If not of all time, then definitely of the past 30 years. Since the Ricky... Many people will refer to it as the Ricky Steamboat Ric Flair feud of this generation. It is a great match that tells the story of their previous 3 matches together. Wait, no. Yeah, their previous 3 matches together. In one big story that goes over 60 minutes. It is a phenomenal classic. It brought the end to Okada's legendary reign. I don't even remember how many days it went off. What are you doing, fucko?
11:30. Your cat wants attention.
Yeah, I know. But if you're not one of those people who's never read a fucking news article for wrestling, I understand that's probably what we're catering here to. Kenny Omega versus Okada is arguably the best wrestling match of all time. Go out of your way to watch that one. It's the match I have the least to say about because you should just go out of your way and watch it because I don't want to spoil anything for it. But it definitely cemented Kenny Omega as the best professional wrestler walking this planet, not named Io Shirai.
I feel like that's a little subjective, but okay.
Fuck off. I still think, regardless of sex, Io Shirai is the best wrestler walking the face of the earth.
So, I guess I'm going to my number 3. That's Kenny Omega versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 11.
Oh, fuck, LT. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
It's...
fuck.
I'm gonna pull my... Hold on.
Wait, you gotta take 3 drinks. You gotta take 3 drinks real quick.
I just finished it. That's all I have.
There you go. LT just redeemed Big Papa Puff, which is I take a hit. So for any time someone redeems one of those, you're gonna take a drink.
That's fair. I'm gonna pull what I'm famous here for. Ditto.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
So it's you. You just have to watch the trilogy of matches, really.
There's 4 of them.
Well, quadrilogy even. I don't know shit. You have to watch it.
All rated stick stars or more by Dave Metzler.
Stick stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, stick stars.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway, yep. So that's my number 3. I don't have anything else to say about it because everything that I'm going to say about it, you already said about the other match. They actually run together. It gets to the point where they run together. But that's just how it operates.
It's perfect. It's the perfect feud in New Japan. It was the lifeblood and the death of New Japan. Because as soon as that feud ended, New Japan died.
Oh yeah. There was no. For a little bit. They're
trying. They're trying, but it's going to be a long day in hell before you and I are up at fucking 7 a.m. reporting on a New Japan pay-per-view.
I don't know. I'll report on a Dick Togo match any day.
Okay. My number 2. it was another pandemic match, but this is what made wrestling fun again during the pandemic. And that's Stadium Stampede from Double or Nothing 2020. It was Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Adam Page, and Matt Hardy taking on the Inner Circle consisting of Chris Jericho, Jake Hagar, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz.
Santana, DVX.
It was nonsense. It was 35 pissing minutes of a guy on a horse chasing a dude around the arena, having a bar fight while fighting underwater, duct taped to a wheelchair, while fighting inside of an ice chest, doing one-wing angels off of fucking stadium bleachers and fucking 100-yard Northern Lights suplex and fucking... It's insane. It was...
The Northern Lights suplex is my favorite part of that entire match. Well, no, that and the golf cart.
The golf cart... No, the fucking best part of the match is fucking Adam Page showing up on a horse.
Well, that's because he's hung like one.
Fuck yeah, he is. That dude's got a fucking raging fucking dick. That dude walks around with big dick energy. But the match, it's not your typical wrestling match. But it's campy and goofy and dumb. And
Donald and Mickey and Minnie.
It just highlights so many good spots that made wrestling fun at a time where wrestling really needed to be fun. When you had no fans and you had nothing to rely on, you had fun still. I'm rambling about this match. I love it. I revisit it at least once a month. Ethan, you're number 2. Go ahead. Oh, shit. Okay, so his device is restarting, so we're having a bit of technical difficulties. While we are having these technical difficulties, I would like to answer any questions that you guys might have in the chat. How are we doing tonight? LT, I see that you are here. Ethan, you better get your ass back here. So look, we're sitting here. We might as well give you some bonus features over some matches that almost made the cut for me, but didn't quite do it. So in case you want to go watch a few more, we can always talk about Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks from Revolution 2020. We could talk about that match. But everyone's talked about it to death. So why don't we talk about a match that no one talks about on that card, which is Pac versus Orange Cassidy. 1 second. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. That match was hilarious. It was entertaining. It was fucking some of the best technical wrestling you ever see. And fucking Orange Cassidy, when Orange Cassidy goes, he fucking goes. He is the smartest human being in professional wrestling today. Not a man smarter than him. Oh, I think we got him back. Okay.
I'm back, and I heard Pac and Orange Cassidy. It's on my fucking list.
That's on your list? Okay, it was my bonus.
That was my next on my list.
Well, fuck, finish me off then, bud. I was just going over a bonus episode while people were waiting for you.
That was the next on my list. And number 1
Hold on, I didn't get to do your number 2. Go over what
that
you
was
love.
my.
Go over what you love.
Oh my god, it's the only match that I've ever shown my dad, who is the one that got me into wrestling. I'm talking like NWA, watching old videotapes in my grandpa's basement and shit like that. That I've gotten him, which I remember watching the first episode of Nitro with. And I got my brother, who does not watch wrestling. It is the only episode I've ever seen them both watch together and both enjoy. Like, I've shown my brother goofy shit from PWG that he thought was funny, and my dad thought this was ridiculous. Or shit that I showed my dad and my brother just thought was boring. That, fantastic. Just absolutely... It's two completely contradicting styles. People knew who Pac was, or Neville, or whatever you want to call him at the time. People knew who he was. A lot of people that were watching it didn't know who Orange Cassidy was, and they got a taste of what the OC was really about. Being a badass.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got there.
That was my bonus one, but yeah, for him, that's his number 2. For me, my number 1, it's a cheat because it's 2 matches, because you can't separate them. But it's Walter versus Ilya Dragunov 1 and 2. You can't watch one without the other. Both of those matches are my favorite representation of professional wrestling, where it's the big draw line between whether it is a work or a shoot. And I love matches like that. And those two beat the hell out of each other over the course of an hour in these 2 matches. Telling a beautiful story. Telling a beautiful story of a dominant fucking hoss fucking heel champion and the underdog that just won't stay the fuck down. And my favorite part about this match, it doesn't happen very often in WWE. WWE is very like, we had a good match, we need to have it for the next 4 weeks. These two didn't have another match against one another between their first one and their second one for 10 months. They built this shit for 10 fucking months. It was orgasmic. He didn't get an immediate title match just because it was a 5-star classic. No, he worked his ass. Like, he went through, like, how fuck didn't I not beat him? Like, there's so many fucking levels to both of these matches. That, like, there's even, like, mini documentaries you should go out of your way and watch on YouTube in between watching both of these matches. My number 1 is definitely the pair matches of Ilya Dragunov and Walter. But then again, any Walter UK title defense you can watch. And it's going to be one of the best matches you'll watch. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. What was that?
The Ciampa match.
The Ciampa match. Oh my god. Up until Dragunov Walter 2, that was my match of the year.
Man, those two can just absolutely go. The thing that I love the most about the second one is that throughout the vignettes, what the whole plan was, without ruining anything for you, is it built up the fact that Dragunov had to stay focused to beat Walter. That was the entire point of all the vignettes, is that he let his emotions run over in the first one. On the second one, he starts off focused, and then his emotions do take over, and he just they beat the shit out of each other, truthfully.
Mm-hmm. The ever-loving fuck.
They were terrifyingly brutal to one another.
Let me tell you how good these matches are. Jim Cornette doesn't have a negative thing to say about them. And he says...
It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. It's either going to be really good or really racist for him to say something good about it. But when the whole, but I believe that those Walter Dragunov matches have brought the wrestling community together in a unanimous vote of fuck yes. It's Ilya Dragunov is easily the smallest person in the Sirloin Sumbitch Club.
Yeah, I mean, he got beat raw. Mm-hmm. It's like he chopped his chest off and served it at Denny's to a couple of drunk girls at 3 a.m.
Beautiful matches. Can't recommend them enough. But Ethan, you're number 1.
Undisputed Era War Games match. You can take your choosing. I am going to go Yeah. I just there's 2 of them. Watch them. Just watch them.
There's 4 of them.
There's really 2.
Which 2?
Like we know there's
Specify.
4.
Specify which 2.
First one and the McAfee one.
Okay.
So the Pat McAfee one has the greatest non-wrestler wrestling spot. Pat McAfee, who for all intents and purposes is a retired NFL punter and a radio show / TV show / podcast host, and is now known as the color commentator for SmackDown, who likes to get up and dance on the desks. He definitely has brought a life to that show that it needed. Loved it. He decided to get into wrestling, and you know what? He wasn't half bad at it. He was pretty damn good at it. Like, besides D'Angelo Williams from a couple of years ago in Impact, he has got like the most natural talent of any celebrity who has decided, hey, I want to get in a ring. No offense to Stephen Amell. He did a solid job as
well. So I'm gonna argue that the third one needs to be in that list too, because it's them versus Tommaso Ciampa, Dominic Dijakovic, Keith Lee, and the loudest fucking pop for Kevin Owens you'll ever hear.
Yeah, when they brought him back. Yeah. You know what? That's my bad for forgetting about that.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. Keith Lee, just like the whole Keith is gonna kill you chant. Yeah, he is. But there you go. That's 10 whole match. That's like fucking 15 matches. We cheated a lot. That's like 15
Yeah, we
matches.
did. We broke
you can go out of your way and watch. And you can expand upon that. Every week we're going to come back with like something. I don't know what we'll do next week. I don't want to say top 5 favorite pay-per-views of the past decade, because we're both going to come in here and say All Out and Money in the Bank 2011.
Oh. Yeah. I'm literally just going to give you a list of all of the All Out. Here's All Out, All In, All Out 19, All Out 20, and All Out 21. And here's Great Balls of Fire.
This will get more fun towards the end of the year, when we can do like our own little awards for like Match of the Year, Feud of the Year, Wrestler of the Year.
Of the year.
Or we can actually dress up in suits and go like, here's a small dick trophy.
I'm buying a tuxedo t-shirt.
It'll
be like, oh my god, it'll be like Top Gear when they used to give out the golden cock.
I love you so much. But both of us are very fucking tired, because we both attended a wedding this weekend where we had women that, I had a Kevin that wouldn't let us go to bed early. So we're still trying to catch up and recover.
Yeah, and I have a toddler at home, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep, but that's been what matters in wrestling this week. That's been AEW Dynamite. That's been NXT. That has been 15 matches that you can go back and revisit to catch up on what you've missed over the past 5 years.
We are on a forklift. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Love you, Judy.
Love you, Judy. That's Ethan. I'm Clinton, and we'll see you all later. Stay sweet. Bye.